T1 distress call. My name is Director LaSalle. I'm requesting the aid of the USCM Colonial Marines to Duacrima Station. There is a problem with the station. We need help. Terrorist activity may be at fault.
Churchill, it is the first time you have heard Austin's voice in a very long time. He seems to be saying some slightly unusual things. As you are tooling through this PDA full of data, you finally found something. Was that what you were expecting?
No, he sounds calmer than I would have expected. And I think I'm playing it over and over to try to pull apart as much as I can get from it. Because at the end, it kind of, correct me if I'm wrong, it breaks apart. So yeah, I'm going through and I'm listening to it over and over again and just kind of going based off what Adam said, that she did see him alive last, and holding on to a little bit of hope that maybe he's still on this ship or on this station.
The PDA isn't the only thing you're tooling around with, however. You made a discovery recently.
With that marinating in my head, like the hearing Austin's voice, I just kind of instinctually start messing with my motion tracker to see if I can attune it to not what it's usually doing, but to sense motion in water and through the tubes that are running around the ship that have the water system in it.
That sounds like a Comtech roll to me.
Okay.
This is an extremely difficult task, to take a highly attuned instrument like this, and in the field as well. So, yeah, what does it look like? I feel like you have an option. You can make it less accurate in air to do this, to kind of change the bandwidth of what it is detecting. But you will be less accurate in rooms and places like that, but you will be able to definitely tell if there is anything in the water tubes and where it is.
I feel like as I'm looking it over, it's almost like a dissociative state where I'm just focused on this one thing. Everything else is blurry around me. The sounds are all muffled. I'm just twisting dials, and I'm kind of probably tapping it here and there and adjusting some of the wiring on it until that like fan icon on the screen, the dots that maybe from the people in the room are moving around, shift to where motion might be in the walls or the water supply.
And as you're all running around collecting ammo or checking over guns or tools or whatever it is you're using, you can all hear in the background this voice of LaSalle, and you can all definitely notice Churchill just kind of staring off into space, thinking deeply and making her scanner. Does anyone approach Churchill? Nobody wants to be your friend. And that's probably for the best. More thinking time. Adams, you managed to find yourself a radio. Becca is organizing things, and she actually just kind of hands you one as she's keeping an eye on this frog, which now has like a plaster over one part of it.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, you'll need to keep in touch. Are you staying here or are you going with them?
Do I have an option?
Whatever Madman says.
I didn't think they were leaving people behind.
Well, I get my orders. You're a civvy. You can do what you want.
Got any extra firepower back there? Something I can arm myself with?
She looks a little bit sad when you ask that. But then, have you ever fired anything before?
A pistol once or twice.
Okay. And she goes to a shelf and picks up a pistol for you, and very gently kind of puts it in your hand. Kind of shows you where to put your hands and like how to hold it. It's like just a refresher. This is a very standard issue sidearm. It has 12 shots. It's fully loaded. Here's the safety. Do not point it at anything that isn't the floor or one of those fucking aliens.
I don't plan on it. Thank you.
Need anything else?
No. I'm good. Thank you.
Cool. Good luck. She gives you a wink.
Well, thank you. Good luck to you.
Miss Adams, if I may, now you've shaken off the effects of hypersleep, it would be good to do a checkup, see how you've fared long term, and if anything before the hypersleep is still going to cause a problem.
Okay. Where do we need to go?
Brooks will gesture to probably just an upturned crate to sit on. This won't take long. And he'll perform the same medical checkup he performed on Killian when they found him, using like his hand to like check blood pressure and all those smart things that a medic android would be able to do. And once again, taking a little bit of extra time to check that there's no unexpected masses in the chest cavity.
Yeah, there is probably an awkward moment where Adams realizes what you're checking for.
It's not inside me. There's nothing on my face.
It's a precaution we're making sure to take. My apologies, but it seems that you are fine.
Better fucking be. Thank you.
So, old man, do you think you're going to survive this?
Don't you worry about that, son. I've survived everything. This old man ain't going nowhere. What about you? You stick to my honey like you ain't never seen, all right? I'm gonna make sure you stick around.
100%. Oh, hey.
Hey, are we going with you?
Well, I would like to think so. A little bit of extra firepower never goes away, and I immediately look at your new gun. A little bit of extra firepower never goes amiss, you know. In fact, lad, you should go and see Beckett and make sure you can get one of those, you know.
Yeah, can do. I've never really touched one before, but...
Hey, you point it in a certain direction, you shoot. These things are fucking huge.
Okay.
Before
Okay.
you go though, you did the systems on this shit. Do you know what fire suppression systems they had around these parts?
Yeah. It's pretty standard high pressure. There's foam attached to it. Because obviously
like-
it's a space station. So
Like freezing foam for like electrical damages, or is we talking just like foam, fire suppression, water shit?
not water. That seems like it would be a really bad idea.
Oh, most certainly would be. But I'm just thinking more along the lines of like, is it freezing? Could it potentially cause if one of these things got cut? Like, would it freeze the acid before it actually burns through, space and time?
If you started it before it got cut, like the coating might stop some of that. It won't stop all of it. I saw the holes outside.
Well, you see, this is the reason why I've survived so long. You gotta think outside the box. You gotta think about whether you can slow these fucking things down. Bit old fucking, I don't even bug, whatever the fuck it is. But if we can slow it down, get the coating going on, then maybe it might not be able to break through these fucking fishing nets we got. And that or we replace it all with rocket fuel, pump the entire system full of rocket fuel, set everything on fire. But that's probably a less.
Yeah, there's a few liquid hydrogen tanks in the lab supplies as well. Why not?
That's not a bad idea. We could certainly. Shit, they're actually chasing it right now, though, aren't they? How the fuck do you chase? Excuse me, Sarge. Sarge.
What do you want?
Oh, don't mean to disturb you, sir, but how the fuck have they managed to get one of those things on the run?
Not our problem.
I was afraid you were gonna say that. Thank you, Sarge. I appreciate it.
And now that Pace has taken a step away, Adams, you're alone with Killian. And he turns to you with a pretty bright face, considering.
What did your dad say when he left you? I'm trying to understand why he just left.
He didn't say a lot. He just said that I'd be safer in here. Did you know that he trapped me in this room? Like, he welded the doors with me in here.
Willingly?
No, he just kind of put me in here, told me I'd be safer, that he had to do some stuff and save some people. I don't know. Did you see him?
People?
I don't know. It was really quick.
We didn't see him, but he was running around locking things down. Know anything about that?
Not really. I'm gonna need you to do a command roll. He seems a bit reserved, like there's definitely a secret there, but I don't really understand.
That's the thing. I don't understand. I don't understand how you survived for 2 weeks. Was there food? Was there water? I know that there wasn't much left on that ship. Unless he restocked it.
There was some stuff. There was a vending machine.
It was pretty darn empty.
There was,
thanks to the director.
I got hungry.
I don't mean to interrogate. I just You look fine for having been starving for 2 weeks.
It didn't do a lot.
I'm glad you're okay.
Would you like to do an observation roll?
Mm-hmm.
Up until you were asking about how he survived, he wasn't lying to you, but now he absolutely is. There is something honest about this kid that you cannot deny. He didn't survive by eating out of a vending machine.
I know that was pretty darn empty to Pickens. It all doesn't add up. I trust you. Your dad did something. Not to make you think ill of him. I know that you two were close, but something is not adding up here, and I don't know if it's with you or with him.
He didn't do anything wrong. He was helping people. And he saved my life, so...
Yeah, I know he saved your life, but at what cost? I don't know if it's your dad's fault that all of this is happening. He locked down the labs, and he made sure you were safe. It's very parental. But there are 50 other lives that were on this ship.
Look, we'll go to the labs and I'll prove to you that he didn't do anything wrong, okay? I'm fine. I survived. We're here now. You survived.
At what cost?
I don't know. I was just sat here. What were you doing?
Trying to survive for how many ever hours?
Well, it was longer for some of us.
Yes. 2 weeks alone without food or water.
You look pretty unscathed. Just saying.
Huh?
We both have...
Lieutenant Farrier, where are we?
At that moment, I think Killian kind of jumps and takes that opportunity to walk away from you quite quickly. And Lieutenant Farrier comes back.
Sergeant, are you prepared?
We can be.
Excellent. In a moment, I will need you to move out and we will initiate the plan. There will be a alien headed your way, so take all necessary precautions. And please...
Where do you estimate that we will make contact with the alien?
Hopefully somewhere around the bridge that connects the two sections, between the hab and the labs.
Alright. So we have to make our way to the main walkway, is that correct?
Yes, Sergeant.
Alright.
And at that point, you all gather back together. And I suppose I have a couple of questions, which is, what are you doing with Killian? What are you doing with Beckett? And are you doing anything with Wynne, who is still hurt but is limping around helping everyone prepare? Oh, and who has the net guns? There are two.
Well, I would give it to the most proficient with them. And I think that's probably me and Old Man. Probably be the most proficient with the ranged combat weapons, since both of our other fucking privates are dead. We don't want Beckett to get hurt because she's our pilot. She's our ticket out of here. Brooks, we need in reserve because of, if we need medical attention, of course. And well, I guess I would actually ask Churchill. Lieutenant Churchill, how comfortable would you feel with one of these net guns?
Well, I use my shotgun, but you have Tammy, so maybe you're the better choice for that.
May I suggest that the power of bringing it down yourself is very tempting?
I thought about it.
Okay.
Are you not wanting to do it, Sergeant?
Has nothing to do with want, has everything to do with skill. I'm just wondering if you'd be better with this than I would be.
I would take a minute and think actually logically about it. So I've trained with my father with various weapons, and the military has also trained me with stuff. And I use a shotgun, which is short range. I think I want to do it enough, though, to be part of the process of helping contain it. Why don't I do it? I think I could handle it.
Sounds good. I point the 2 net guns out. All right, you an old man, you'll be up front, and I take out the PDAT. All right, this is how it's gonna go. They're gonna flush it down the main walkway. Now you see the main walkway has a wall and a door. That's our choke point right there. What you're gonna do is we're gonna set up at an angle, 45 degrees, pointing at the walkway entrance. Flush it through there. Harder to miss. You both are firing from different angles, so hopefully, if one of you doesn't get a direct hit, the other one gets or even neither of you get a direct hit. Both together will be enough to contain this thing. And we got to be really, really careful about this. And the reason why, old man, what's up?
Sarge, I was talking to young Killian over there for a little while. If we use the fire suppression system, it should be slow it down and freeze it so that if it, got a cut or anything like that, it should slow down the acidic process of the blood or whatever the fuck it uses. So it might be worth taking that into consideration as well.
Killian, can you rig up the fire suppression system in the ceiling there so that it points a certain direction? I'd like to get, if that's the case, I'd love to get it the foam pointed directly at that choke point.
It shouldn't be too hard to actually change the direction of the nozzles, because they're just kind of hanging out the ceiling or you can open the. Anyway, the difficult part is getting the thing to turn on. We either need to set a fire or we need to go to where it is. But I think, if I remember correctly, it's in the hydro tanks, which is right next to the main walkway.
Well, I think Tammy can help you out with that. All I gotta do is point it, tell me where to point it.
Oh yeah, okay, that works.
All right. So, here's the plan. Once we get that alien to the choke point, we fire the nets, fire the suppression system foam, cool it off, get it captured. But under no circumstances, and this is very important, I'm looking at you, Pariah, because you have a firearm now. Under no circumstances, unless the thing escapes, are you to shoot it, because that acid will eat right through these nets. We want to capture it unharmed. Not because I don't want to kill it, because I do. I want to kill it more than anything. But my orders come first. We cut it. We shoot it. and it bleeds, a good chance it'll melt through and get away. Yes, Pace, what?
Sarge, if you don't mind, just 2 questions. What is that big circle bit in the middle of the map? Like, we got the labs on the left there, or the right there, and then the habs on the left. What is the circle thing?
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that is the spindle on which the habs and the labs move up and down on the elevator.
Oh yeah, the elevator that goes down to the mining thing. Yeah, no, that's right. No, I remember. The second question there. Oh now shit, what was it? Oh yes, sir. Is it possible, and this is more a question for Killian and Pariah over there. Is it possible, do you have any kind of like large magnetic things, and we could get the Tin Cat, the medic, to head over and like pin its limbs down when we've got it all bagged up? Like mag
we've
boots
got
or
magnets for.
I don't think I'm understanding what you're trying to say.
Well, I'm saying, so if these things are fucking strong as an ox, do you know what I mean? If we get it all netted up, that's one thing, but then we're gonna have to pin it down before we can cage it, you know? And I don't want to fucking get close to it in the nicest way possible.
Adams, I think you can.
We've got magnets for ship repair and stuff around here.
Probably even shipping crates and stuff. Like, you could probably pull a few magnets out of things in this room.
Yeah.
I'll turn to Brooks. Would that fuck with your circuitry or whatever?
I think it'd work. And it does make the most sense for me to be the one to go in once it's netted and apply clamps.
He can still staple us back together with no legs, so, you know.
All right. You got your orders.
Yes, sir.
Let's move out to the main walkway. Killian, you're with me.
All right, I'll. And then Killian kind of falls in line behind both, somewhere between both Maddox and Pace, where he seems to feel safest.
Adams, you're staying here. You're guarding. You see anything hinky? Tell Beckett. Beckett will call
Yes,
me.
sir.
Come back on the double if needed. But your job is to stay here, stay safe. I know you're itching to get some payback. I would be too. Or maybe you are, maybe you aren't. But right now, our mission first priority, rescue survivors, and that's you. So stay here, stay safe. We'll let you know when we're coming back and we're ready to dust off. Beckett, I want that plane ready to go as soon as we are.
Yes, Sarge.
Is that understood?
Yes, absolutely, Sarge.
All right.
She's been ready the whole time.
Let's move out. When you stay back here, man the auto guns. In case they need moving or fixing or whatever, you just stay back here with those, and I'm giving Adams the responsibility of Adams to you. All right?
Me? You sure it should be Beckett, sir? Sarge?
Both of you.
Okay. Just saying.
But I just want priority straight. Beckett, priority the plane. Your priority, her.
Got it, Sarge.
All right.
I can help with the plane if need be.
Well, that's between you and Beckett then.
And then Wynn just kind of, as you walk away, it certainly is.
Just before, as we exit, I turn to the others and just be like, see you shortly, and don't forget, they come from the walls, those fucking pipes and shit. Alright, keep your eyes peeled, make sure you get a good spread and what have you.
Which brings me to something I was wondering if I could have done before we left, is look at the motion tracker.
Right here, at the center of this docks area, you cannot see any movement. Aside from the people you can clearly recognize as human, which very much indicates to you that, yeah, it's way fuzzier in outside of pipes, but you can now see the pipes running through on the monitor, and they appear to be clear. But there are enough of them that they could go anywhere.
I'm going to hook that onto my belt. Before we leave, I would like to just do... I'm just confused as to why Adams is in such pristine condition after being in a situation that I have also been in for not that long of time. And so I kind of, from across the room, while either she's talking to somebody or we're walking out to head in, I want to kind of do a once-over and do a little bit deeper of an observation on her. Something's not right. Something's not sitting right with me.
Okay. So I'm gonna start by asking Adams, you've been told to stay here. Where do you start? Where do you go? Do you just kind of sit down and wait?
No, I'd probably go over to Beckett and like chat, kind of look over the ship myself, because I don't trust anybody to get us out of here but me, basically, at this point. And see if there's one of those extra beeper comtech things that we get to keep here. Just kind of like making myself in a position that I'm protecting myself at the end of the day.
Okay. Yeah, Beckett eagerly shows you around the transport and, you know, teaches you non-standard parts of it, which you wouldn't otherwise be familiar with as a pilot. But Churchill, do an observation roll. Adams, as you are walking around, there is like a securing metal arm, and as Beckett pulls it up, there is a metal on metal screech as she like lifts it into position, and everyone else hears just a normal metal screech. But Pariah, you hear the voice of someone instead, still screeching.
She freezes. Like dead stop. Almost doesn't look like she's breathing. Eyes close. Just like panic for a moment. When the screech stops, probably another 2 seconds, and shake out of it. And grabs her necklace and moves along.
Churchill, you see all of that.
I'd like to try to meet Adam's eyes. I want her to know that I saw that.
She'd probably register it.
And I have a moment where I know we need to get out and we need to go get this thing. And I also have a fleeting moment where I'm like, the sergeant doesn't want to talk to me. Nobody wants to talk to me. But there's something not right with Adams. And so I just keep my eyes on her, and it's kind of one of those looks if you got from someone that would hopefully leave you unsettled, like I got you on my radar.
She adjusts the gun. Adjusts her.
I give you
meets your eyes.
A very creepy half smile.
And I nod right back.
Does anyone else notice this? Or is everybody else too preoccupied?
I imagine everyone else is too preoccupied. It seems like Beckett standing next to Adams, noticed something, but, you know, just was quickly like, oh, you're right, and then kind of moved on.
Yeah, I'm good. Let's keep going.
I think as we're leaving, I would catch up to Brooks very quickly. Private Brooks, did you notice anything odd on Adams's eval?
No, everything seemed fine. And
Notice any-
I did check for, foreign bodies. No sign.
Did you find any injuries of any kind? Blood from anybody? Or her blood?
There was a blood splatter on her when she came out of hypersleep. It didn't seem to come from any particular injury that she had. Just small cuts and scrapes, nothing that would, splatter.
Okay. I was just glad you checked her over and that she's all right.
I don't agree with this particular mission that we're on right now, but I do understand why you're doing it. This would be the xenobiology find of the century, whatever this thing is. If we really can contain it, where the operators of this station failed, this is world-changing.
This is beyond world changing. This is universe changing. And the thing I'm very confused on is why everybody's acting like I'm the one who caused it by voicing my opinion.
I think people are just on edge considering the thought processes that must have led to this disaster. I wouldn't apply it to yourself. It's just people are worried. I'm worried, but we have a plan. The whole team is working together on it. We're more prepared for this than we've been for anything else we've dealt with so far today.
I mean, Lieutenant Ferrier's the one leading this. I mean,
there are certain words I might have about how he is handling this, but either way, we've got this choreographed.
I take a shaky breath, but then I kind of try to smooth it into a sense of calm. This should work.
I believe it will.
And I put my hand on Brooks's shoulder and squeeze it and get ready to head out.
I made an attempt there to use calming presence.
Mm.
It's a middling attempt, I will say, but will it count?
I think it counts. So, sans Adams, military team B moves out 2 net guns, and as always, slowly, cautiously, you move through the main lobby and into the corridor facing the main walkway. And this place looks like a bit of a mess. There are pools of blood. The blast door is stuck most of the way open, leading in to the main walkway between the 2 halves of the station. There are bits of gym equipment here for some reason. It's a bit of a fucking mess. So,
Hey, Sarge,
Yeah.
what do you make of Adams?
What do you mean?
Look at this place. How does someone wake up and look like that?
My guess is when shit popped off, She made her way to the hypersleep chambers and welded the door. Hope for the best. You're asking why she doesn't look like she's been through hell and back? That'd be my guess. I saw the blood splatter on her face when we woke her up. Guessing she saw some shit. Didn't want any part of it. I don't blame her.
Call it a gut instinct, which you may or may not trust from me. Just saying. I'm sharing that gut instinct.
What do you suggest I do about it, sir?
Nothing. But just be aware of it.
Noted.
Team B, are you prepared?
We're getting things set up here. What's the ETA?
ETA 5 minutes.
All right. We'll be ready. Let us know when it's about on top of us, all right?
Oh, it will be on top of you very, very quickly.
Roger that. You heard him, Killian. Get those fire suppression units and tell me where to fire.
Right. And he kind of steps through into the main walkway area, and he's like, okay, this is actually the best place to do it, because this is where all the sensitive equipment is. Like, if something goes wrong in here, we're all very, very fucked. So, there's sensors there, and you can see the nozzles there. Like, someone give me a boost and I can bend them, and then they'll just kind of point at one place, and we can, like, I mean, the rest of the place will probably...
Yeah, I got you, son. Come on.
No, old man. Oh, no. Old man, Pace, you get, or Brooks, you get over there, help him. I need
Brooks
you.
steps in.
And I point at the either side of the doorway, like aimed like the doorway is the top of the triangle, and Churchill and Pace are aimed like at the triangle at a 45-degree angle. You see what I'm saying?
I've unslung the net gun and slung my assault rifle, so that as soon as I've shot the net gun, I can drop it and quickly get the assault rifle in position, because I don't trust nothing.
I'd set up as well, and I'm just laser focused now. It's very cool, calm movements, getting the trajectory of how I want this net to go, and like planning meticulously how I want to pivot if I need to with the net gun.
Excellent. And Brooks, you staying at the back?
Yeah, once I've given the boost to Killian. Did we end up getting any mag clamp stuff sorted out, or am I just gonna have to get in there and grab the thing?
Adam's managed to grab you a couple of they're actually supports, like mag clamp supports for a powerlifter. So you're part powerlifter. You should be able to definitely. They're really heavy, like a person couldn't, but you definitely can.
Right. I'll be ready with those to step in as soon as the thing is netted. Or if it isn't.
After a little bit of a wait.
All right, you got all those set up there?
Everyone is set up.
Okay. Killian, Brooks, you're on my ass.
Aye, sir.
Yes, Felix.
We're ready.
And after a little bit, you hear in the distance the clanking of boots on metal. As it gets closer, it's clear that someone is sprinting, and they're out of breath, and they round the corner, and it is one of Farria's Marines.
Hold fire, hold fire, hold fire!
Fucking shitting me, he used him as bait, you fucking...
Carrying a man on his back. in kind of like a piggyback. And immediately behind them, you hear and he rounds the central pillar of the elevator and he trips. The two of them go sprawling. And then from the ceiling, you see an alien uncurl itself as it's been sprinting across the ceiling. So I guess you're at probably a long distance at this point, and it would be extremely difficult to get it with the net gun.
Get your ass up, Marine! That's an order! I don't want to hear any excuses!
You feel something that you haven't felt layered over that innate command in a while, which is, you've seen this man is being used as bait. There's a little bit of fear in your voice, but you manage to suppress it. And it is enough to watch him pick himself up, grab the man by the back of his collar, and drag him out from under where this Xenomorph is landing. And he is headed towards you, and now he's in a much safer position.
Excellent. Okay,
Brooks will pipe up. Sarge, permission to jump in?
go get him.
Brooks immediately runs in. The only thing stopping him was his orders.
And you are intending to...
help drag the guy on the floor or get him up, and also ideally help the guy still standing. Probably also I will drop the clamps, because I imagine I can't really help out these guys while I'm carrying the heavy clamps, so I leave those where I was standing.
That is a good point. You can always come back for them, I'm sure. You manage to stabilize the Marine onto his feet, and you manage to help him speed up the process of... And now they're beyond the door to the main walkway. You're pretty confident that at this point, unless something horrible happens, they'll be okay. Churchill. You hear a beep.
I was going to say, I probably took my motion tracker off and set it on the ground.
Yeah. Oh, seeing the light in your peripheral vision, it gets a little bit brighter.
I do a quick glance down. How big is that dot?
Pretty big.
I take a deep breath and I steady my hand and I get my center of gravity, and I'm just preparing for whatever's about to come into my vision.
You don't get a lot of detailed information because this is a split-second look at your tracker. It is tracking the oversized Xenomorph in front of you, but it is also tracking something moving through the pipes on either side of you.
As soon as I notice that there is more than just the big one that's coming at us, I'm calling it out. There's two in the pipes!
Noted. Focus up.
It gets closer to you. I think that it recognizes a predator in weight, and it kind of rises up to its full height and speeds towards the door. And all of you, as it kind of leaps into place just ahead of you and whips round its tail, you're all going to have to make a mobility roll. Okay. You have a choice. Pace. As you are kind of just in the zone of this thing's chaos, it catches you with a bony, like, meaty part of the tail. You are knocked off your feet. And I'm going to make you roll panic. You manage to barely keep it together, but you recognize this thing's strength. If it was just you, you would be dead.
I feel like I managed to keep it together through excessive expletives. Jeez, fucking jeez, oh my fucking god, this buzzing in shit. Oh my, fuck me, the Jesus, oh what fuck. And I'm just like, God, they're fucking strong, Sarge! It's fucking strong! Oh Jesus!
Now, is the Xenomorph in the crossfire now?
Yes.
Okay. And I take just millisecond of a beat, and I just go now. And I throw that fire up at the sensors to get the fire suppression on it, and hopefully Churchill and Pace, even though Pace is on the ground, hopefully both of them fire as best they can.
Oh, yeah, you fire a gout of flame, and, like, you're not aiming anywhere, so you don't have to roll for this. And, like, it lights up the side of this thing's shiny carapace, and you just hear of fear as it kind of raises up again. And Pace, you have an opportunity to fire.
Oh, as soon as it raises up, I'm like lying on the floor, sling round, raise up because I realize it's higher than me. And I think my opportunity is to entangle it so that Churchill can pin it down.
Pretty much.
I'd probably say that. I'd just be like, I'll tangle it! You get it down!
You have 3 successes, so I'm gonna say that this is a spot on hit, and like its claws, its arms are like, one of them is just tied up in its body with this net that's now kind of looped around, and the other one is severely restricted, so it is just down to teeth and tail. Excellent news. The fire suppression system goes off, and this thing is coated in a kind of soft foam that just damps down everything in the area. There's like the entirety of this corridor is just slowly getting sudded with this slightly slimy mixture that you're all now covered in. But nothing more so than this alien.
I will see that its arms are taken out. My immediate thing was to think we got to take its legs out. So I'm going to aim it just a little bit lower and hopefully get the tail in with that. I'm just going to fire it off. There's no time for like second guessing here.
That is a ranged combat roll. 5 successes. You take an extra moment as you gain 1 stress. What is going through your head as you are pulling the trigger and watching this cable wrap around the legs and immobilize this thing?
There is a sense of pride and fear as I'm pulling the trigger, and as deeply as I'm doing that meditation breath in and out, my heart is pounding. You can feel like the blood in my face is red. I can feel the heat from it. And as I let go of the trigger, I can feel the shake of my hands and just how I was holding it all together until I pulled the trigger. But seeing the net wrap around its legs and knowing that I made contact with the spot that I wanted to, it's a sense of relief. And like a smile just kind of spreads across my face, and I look over at Pace. And I look back at it. And I'm just studying it. Does it fall? Like, what happens to it?
Yeah, so you catch the lower part of the net and the weights around both its tail and its legs, and they kind of flip around it and like thwip. It pulls its legs from underneath it, and it kind of lands chin first on the ground. And yeah, there is a little bit of a wince from it. And then a blood-curdling scream. You hear it echo through the hallways. And in response, in the distance,
that's when there's that sobering moment. I recognize that there were 2 other dots moving on my motion tracker right before all this happened.
You're up, Brooks.
Was I able to get back to grab the clamps?
yes, you are.
Then I charge in and try and pin this thing even more.
Excellent. It is definitely immobilized, but it kind of flails, like bending at the middle, and it whips round and it basically scratches your leg with its jaws, the only exposed weapon it has. Yeah, and you see white blood and probably not a small amount of satisfaction on its face.
I imagine I'm standing over this thing trying to put these clamps in place and it's not happening, and then there's just like a sort of stumble and I catch myself as like something in my leg fails, but I compensate.
So, you've spent a little bit of time becoming acclimatized to the docks and the ship. And you're probably... I mean, what would you be doing just while you're waiting?
Probably trying to catch my breath. That feeling of like... For them, I understand that it's been weeks. But it's been hours, really, for me since the moment that I put myself into that pod. And especially after hearing that scream. She's not going to show herself as rattled. But inside, she's probably feeling it pretty heavy. And so, doing a lot of keeping observation, watching pipes. I don't trust anything, but taking a moment to breathe.
I think you do get that moment to breathe. There's, small bits of movement as Wynn and Beckett move things around and check things over and, feed yourself. And maybe you're even thinking about Killian. What's up with him? And you think you might have a couple of good ideas about what's going on with him when he gets back. There's a talking to there. And then in the distance and over the radios, you hear Farrier saying, "Okay, it's almost on you." And out in the corridor, you hear a very slight clinking sound.
I'm staying behind the firing line, the protection. Can I see anything if I stand up, kind of move around?
Yeah, I think you can. Just
What do I see?
a sliver of a shiny black dome raising from the bottom corner of the door to the top, just peeking round. You see slight drips of water.
Am I around the stuff that I came in with?
I believe the welding strips were taken by Pace, but otherwise you have the flares.
I had flares and aerosol cans.
Ah, right, yes. Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Back in. Run. I've got movement.
What direction?
Door, straight ahead.
Okay. Stay calm. Come to us.
I'm gonna back up slowly, not keeping my eyes on the thing, not just watching its movement and trying to see if I can get to them without tripping on anything.
Yeah, there's a lot of debris. There's a lot of like boxes and things at the docks, but it is not a difficult time getting there. So you're about there at the transport. You're like probably somewhere a little bit alone. So you're most of the way there, and you can like see and hear them a long distance. And as you are moving, that is when you see it. You see it very cautiously creep around the door, and then the auto turret kind of comes to life, and the little counter on it slowly goes down from 300, and then stops as there's a huge green splatter slowly disintegrating this doorway.
At that point, if there's a noise in front of me, I would sprint back to them and meet up. I think it's dead. I don't know what the fuck these things are.
That's fine. We've shot them with bullets before. It's worked before. That's fine. You have your pistol?
Yes. And I've got flares and fire, and I...
Right, okay, yeah. Get that ready. Then you hear again from another doorway the beeps, the roar of gunfire, and another squeal of agony.
How many bullets were in those things?
They're full up. They've got a full complement, but we don't have any others once they're gone. There's about 300 rounds. 200 rounds a minute. We have just over a minute of firepower from each, but it didn't take more than a couple of blasts to get them. We're fine in here. Just keep your eyes open.
Where can we go that's not here after those are out? Are we locking ourselves in the shuttle?
I mean, we can do, but we don't want them attacking that. We don't have anywhere
shuttle?
else. Do you know somewhere else?
There's vents everywhere. There's...
Churchill said something about the pipes. Pace heard them.
Vents, pipes. They mentioned something about them going through the waterways. That's the thing. I don't think there's anywhere in this station that is not accessible through pipes, through water. Fuck. Anything that we can just... If we lock ourselves in a room, we're stuck. We're stranded. We have to get away. We have to be able to get back in that shuttle.
it's risky. We could lock up the shuttle. We could go meet up with the others. There's firepower there. But if we stay here, and as this is happening, every now and again, another beep, another roar, another scream.
They're not going to stop. They're not going to stop unless we get out of here. We have to protect the others. Up there. Not just here.
Then what do you suggest? We go meet up with the others? That's through there. That's through those things.
Fuck. I'm not trained for this. I'm not prepared for this. I'm not fighting a bunch of fucking aliens.
It's not. It's kind of new to us. We could just wait it out. We could get the others. I'll make a report to the sergeant.
Sitting duck.
Then let's get out of here. Do you want to hop in the shuttle?
Yes.
We can fly it out of here. It's not got enough fuel to just idle out there, but we can.
That though, I'm not. We have to take care of. Fuck. Meeting up with them? Best option?
That's all I've got.
So it's that or staying fucking here.
Wynn kind of comes back from talking on the radio. They're busy. I can't get anything out of them on the radio. Where are you going to feel the most safe?
Far fucking away from here.
Not an option, lady.
Thought you guys would have this fucking handled.
So did we. This is pretty fucked.
I don't think that's a fucking understatement.
We make a dash for it. We wait until they're not doing anything and we make a dash for it and we go meet up with the others.
Fine. How do we distract them? What do we have here that can make noise?
Okay, right, yes. We have things that go bang literally all around us. Okay, we're gonna get so much fucking trouble with Sarge. Alright, I have some grenades.
I don't fucking care. Okay.
That's it. That's the full plan. I have some very loud grenades.
Okay.
We
Distraction and fucking run.
Is this the plan that you're happy with, Pariah?
No. Absolutely not.
Is it the plan you're going with?
It's the plan she's going with. She can't do it again. She's living with the consequences enough. She can't do it again.
You watch Beckett get out a couple of grenades and look at an appropriate place to throw them and can only really think of one corner of the docks. And she's like, okay, I will go out there, set these up, you support Wynn, and you both get the fuck out of here. Okay? Do not let them see you.
Absolutely not.
Okay. She runs off, and you see her set up a couple of timers on the things, and pull some pins. And she just waves to you, as like a couple, she then goes to like deactivate a couple of the auto turrets to clear your way so you don't get shot in the back. I would like you to make a mobility roll. Add 2 stress. As you get out into a corridor, and you can hear squeals of multiple of these things coming from basically every direction. You hear behind you the scream of the auto guns, and then a huge explosion. And you panic. Make a panic roll. Yeah, you freeze.
It's all too much.
At the door between the main lobby and you are in the door that is right next to everyone else. You see them through this doorway, but your brain fogs up, your limbs do not obey you, and Wynn just kind of falls to her knees next to you as you freeze. Yeah. What does that look like?
The thought of everything, the thought of even it crossing my mind to just fucking abandon everybody and go on my own. The idea of having to face these things when I thought, when I made that decision to get in there, it would just be escape. It all slams into my mind. And it's that paralyzation of fear of choice, that moment before you make a big decision and you just can't do anything but stand there. And everything zones out, everything gets fuzzy. I can't focus on a single thing. And she almost like the breath is caught inside of her.
Everyone else, you are kind of finishing up watching Brooks pin this thing down, and in the distance behind you, the station shakes. And you see Adams half carrying Wynn with a dead look on her face and more Xenomorph screams behind her. Who does something first?
Lieutenant Farrier, we got one in the bag. We're gonna drag it back to the Alamo, which is the dock. We're getting ready to dust off. Get your people here now, sir.
You get no response.
Please respond, saying again, we are heading back to the dock. If you are receiving this, we will be there for the next 5 to 10 minutes. And then we are leaving. Over.
Static.
Son of a bitch. And then I was concentrating on that, and then I see Adams. What are you doing here?
You don't get a response.
Rush over to her. And I see I'm getting nothing from her. And I come up real close to her. All right. I know you're not a soldier, but you do not have the luxury of checking out right now. You need to snap out of it and get your ass in gear.
2 stress. This manifests in a couple of ways. Adams, you are not snapped out by Maddox, but by the cold, searing pain of claws raking across your back.
She fucking blood-curdling screams.
Everyone is now very aware that there are lots of xenomorphs behind Adams, because she falls through, stumbles into this room, and her blood splats across Maddox, who in turn panics. An 11. The stress level is decreased by 1, but the stress level of friendly PCs in short range increases by 1. And you are intent on seeking cover from this thing. And the only way is into the labs.
I would look over at Pace, and I do the military motion of, like, silent. This is the way, directing towards the labs. And I crouch down and make myself as small as possible and as quiet as possible.
So, for you, Churchill, I guess the question is, are you willing to escape unscathed, but without your prize?
How many do I clock over my shoulder behind Adams? And now that I can sense that Maddox has lost his poise.
Oh yeah, he is diving for cover right next to you. So you clock maybe 2 and you can hear another couple.
The way that Churchill thinks is, this is 1. There are many more. And if I'm dead, then nobody will put me in a book.
Noble. And you begin to move towards the labs as well.
I haven't been in this situation before. Is Maddox right next to me?
Yes, pretty much.
I'm quiet, and I'm going to try to snap Maddox out of it before I start heading to the lab. I'm going to attempt to calm Maddox down.
That sounds like a command roll.
I'm going to crawl over to Maddox and put my hand on his chest. And I'm going to make eye contact with Maddox. And I'm going to put my hand on my chest, and I'm going to inhale and, like, over-exaggerate exhaling. Breathe, Maddox. If you don't breathe, you don't live. Simple breaths, and then we get out of here. And I'm just going to do that and try to do it as quietly and calmly as possible.
Maddox, suddenly you realize where you are, what you are supposed to be doing, what your mission is, and you are breathing, and you are looking at Churchill. Dead in the eye.
How many are there?
At least 3. One of them is the one we bagged. do not know Adam's status. It doesn't look good.
She's still moving.
While this happens and Churchill moves over, I'm screaming, Tin Man, get Pariah! And I am full auto-aim. Well, because I'm assuming Adams and whoever Adams was carrying is now on the floor. Win.
Oh, yeah.
So I am full auto-aim over the top of them just to keep everything back and moving towards that door. Just so we're aware of where everyone is. That's what Pace is doing.
The moment Pariah fell, Brooks dropped what he was doing and started moving. It takes priority.
Yeah. I know, absolutely. So, these are the last few things that we have to deal with. Brooks, you run over. I'm not going to make you roll for Adams. She is significantly lighter than a power loader clamp. And, you manage to grab her. Win is on the opposite side. If you want to get Win and Adams, that'll be a roll. Otherwise, it's just Adams.
Opposite side of the door or the aliens?
Opposite side of the door. Adams dropped her.
Brooks tries both.
That is a mobility roll.
Brooks probably calls out, Killian, help, and carries on either way, whether Killian helps or not, but I failed.
Yeah, you don't see Killian move. And maybe that's why you were expecting someone to turn up and help you. But as you get to Win, she is suddenly behind the very large foot of a Xenomorph, and it knocks you back. Brooks, you get to Adams and you see that she has broken ribs and obviously a huge slice in her back, but the impact of the force has made her mobility and close combat capabilities significantly reduced in technical, practical terms. And for you, as you realize this, one of your leg servos is destroyed.
I fall, I imagine. I'm gonna keep trying to pull Win out anyway.
I think you see a look in Win's eye. And before you can express that she should not do what she is about to do, she slams her fist on the door control and cuts herself off from you. And that is
as soon
where
as the door's shut,
the door is sealed shut.
I turn away like they weren't even there, and I focus on Pariah.
Can you move?
Enough.
Are they in front of us?
This way.
And you all begin to drag yourselves into the labs area. You realize Killian is missing.
What the fuck is wrong with you, Tin Man? You have one fucking job, I swear to Jesus Christ. You are fucking useless. You're a fucking spanner. And, like, literally, you don't even let the fucking boy go.
The
You let
fuck up,
fucking
Pace.
I tried. She closed the door.
Did you close the door?
Close the fucking door.
I swear to God, Tin Man. Medic. So far, you've let 3 people die, 4, 5 people die. What the f...
Pace. We've all let people die. Don't fucking put it on him. Every single fucking one of us has let people die. Don't make it for nothing.
It's his job to keep us alive, sir.
No, it's not. It's your job. You're on the front lines, Pace.
Yeah, I'm very well aware I'm on the front lines. This is what we fucking do. But none of us fucking sensible fucking Marines think about taking one of those fucking things home with us. We get in, save fucking people, and get the fuck out of there. But no, apparently some fucking bigwig wants a pet.
There is a very loud clang on this door, and you see a dent form from the other side.
All right, Marines. We're going to reconvene with the other group in the labs if we can. They're incommunicado right now, so I'm not sure if they're alive or dead. But our best bet is to group up with them and make a plan from there to get back to the ship.
Our best bet is for all of us to shut the fuck up and move quietly. Like I said before. We can scream at each other later. Or you're gonna be screaming in the face of one of those.
I'm sorry, Lieutenant. Was I the one just yelling just now? Was that me? Was that me screaming my head off at one of my privates? Or the lieutenant, one of my corporals? Was that me screaming? Was that you?
I'd watch my tongue. Or you'd be dead right now. You fucking lost your shit.
This
You fucking
argument
lost your shit, Maddox.
fades into background noise for you, Pace. Because you're looking around, you're trying to figure out what happened to Killian. And there is a very clear drip, drip, drip of white blood leading into the labs.